Author and broadcaster Emma Wolf, so welcome back. So we have looked at a number of the front page stories concerned with the fallout from the Afghan data breach, but there's another article that you found inside the Times as well, which talks about the possibility of compensation for some of those affected. 19,000 names on this list of Afghans affected, but we also learned that some British special forces were also tied up in this league. So what are they saying about compensation for Afghan people?
The Telegraph has been talking about the number of family members, the number of relatives that have come with some of the Afghans that were evacuated and who were exposed, whose data was exposed in this huge breach that happened in 2022. And there's an interesting article, a sort of angle in the Times saying that actually many thousands of those Afghans may be denied compensation and actually won't be given, haven't been evacuated to the UK and won't be allowed to reside in this country.
Yeah, no, I think we've got a bit of a problem with your microphone. Hopefully it's working now.
It's probably working now.
Yeah, exactly. Someone came and turned it on, basically, to give you the behind-the-scenes drama. Still got a few problems with it, so I'm going to bring Zoe in. But there will be huge questions, won't there, over... Well, there's so many questions. The danger that these people would have been put in, whether or not that's still a dangerous situation for them, but also the money is another factor, isn't it? And how much is being spent on trying to mitigate these threats.
That's right. This is already obviously incredibly embarrassing for the government, not least the sheer cost of the scheme, the emergency response scheme they had to put in place after putting these people's lives at risk to give them a safe and legal route to come to the UK. But now the suggestion that those who were exposed from the leaking of this data might be entitled to compensation. That's something the government want to shut down very quickly. John Healey, the Defence Secretary, said that the risk had been diminished, so, you know, they didn't see the need for compensation. But now MOD lawyers are suggesting that actually the risk to Afghans has not gone away. And in fact, I believe it was in the Daily Mail, they were reporting that already there's a suggestion that Taliban are seeking retribution against those on the list. They talked about someone being shot, I believe, in the street. So that really raises really serious concerns about how much danger people might still be in Afghanistan. And while this route has now been closed by the government, there might be fresh calls to reopen it, especially if we find that people are still being placed in danger in Afghanistan as a result of this data leak 3 years ago.
Yeah, and really interesting if we do see legal claims being taken as well.
Absolutely, and there's going to be pressure from all sides. There's going to be pressure from people saying, well, hang on a minute, you cannot bring 22 family members with you. And then there's going to be a lot of pressure saying these people have been put at risk. They need to be rehomed safely or compensated or helped to move within their own country or given a passport and a safe route to another safe country.
We're going to hear a lot more about it, that's for sure. Let's go to The Guardian. This is the fallout from a death from measles in this country. There's the headline there is nurseries return to COVID isolation protocols after the rise in cases.
Yes, there have been 500 confirmed cases of measles in England this year alone, the majority of which have been in young children. And last Sunday, a child actually died in a hospital in Liverpool after contracting the infectious disease. And of course, what's really important about measles is that it matters that everybody's getting their immunisations, because you need herd immunity to be at a certain point. Otherwise, it makes every other child very, very vulnerable. And there's concern here that although some children will be have their vaccines, others going to nursery might not have their vaccines yet. And therefore, what do you do if there is a measles outbreak? Because those children will not be protected. So nurseries are implementing sort of COVID isolation-style protocols, so dividing up walking and non-walking babies to reduce spread and bringing in COVID levels of cleaning to try and ease some of the concerns of parents. But we already know that nurseries in this country are underfunded, under-resourced, they don't have enough staff. The idea that all of these nurseries will have this extra pressure to make these to make them safe, measles safe, I think it's going to really concern a lot of parents and indeed a lot of children who might not have had their vaccinations yet.
Well, yeah, that's right. And we are falling below the target. The target is 95% of children having 2 jabs. And in this country, we are falling well below that.
I find these stories astonishing. I mean, in Liverpool, there are some parts of Liverpool where it's in the 70s and it needs to be, as you say, 95% in order to reach that kind of safe herd immunity. Lots of nurseries and schools in, well, where I am in London won't let you in if you haven't had your jab. You simply have to have your red book, you have to have your immunisations. at the right time. There's one thing you can't do with babies and toddlers is isolate germs. They are germ factories. Children get everything. They are drooling, snotty little incubators of germs.
We love them deeply.
We love them, we adore them, but they give you everything. They pass on everything. They are constantly touching and dribbling and all of that. So it is extremely hard, but it's a question of everybody getting those jabs in order to keep everybody safe.
Absolutely. So we only have a couple of minutes. Should we talk about the Lionesses? Because this is a kind of front page of The Guardian, but also inside The Telegraph as well. A lot of coverage for all the players who did so brilliantly.
Amazing.
But it looks like Hannah Hampton is particularly being picked out for attention.
Yeah, so Hannah Hampton, the goalkeeper, yeah, so she played the match against Sweden with a bloodied nose. You know, quite a powerful image of her with blood streaming down her face while she was in goal, and obviously is seen as responsible now for helping to get the Lionesses through to that next to the next game. And I think what is really key here is, you know, when Hampton was subbed in as the goalkeeper, there was she wasn't as established as the previous one, and now she has really kind of
Mary Earps, wasn't it?
Mary Earps. She's really
it's quite controversial, isn't it?
Yeah, she's really sort of proved her doubters wrong, because she's got this kind of heroic, these images of her with her bloodied face in the air, you know, saving on penalties, I think is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, it's just something about the Lionesses and women's sport. It's an exciting game. It gets people going. You know, there's plenty of action.
I wasn't even that excited about the Lionesses, but actually I'm really excited now for I think it's Tuesday we play Italy.
That's right.
And then we could be through to the final.
Exactly.
Amazing. Plus, she has this eye condition, strabismus, and she was told that she would never play sport. It's a depth perception thing, which, as a goalkeeper, I would imagine that's incredibly important.
Yeah.
So she's overcome all the odds. We love her. We love a winner.
We love all of them. Yes, and that's it from us. Well, you two, anyway. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
I'm Stephen Murphy, and I'm Sky's Ireland correspondent based here in Dublin.
The water